that was great. Like I said, though, that was just the start. That was like the tip of the iceberg before everything started. And then
how everything was just up in the air, right? From the opening ceremony to digital. Everything was like so up in the air, you know. It was like, okay, now do it. Okay, now do it. Okay, now do it.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, let's do it. Okay, let's do it. And it was doing all this plus managing our day-to-day business in Sri Lanka and in the Maldives.
Yeah.
And that was the time we were doing, like we were working for certain clients in Dubai as well. So it was quite the challenge. I remember just walking out of the comm box and doing a conference call, coming back and saying, guys, this is what's happening. You know, it was when you really think about it.
Yeah. But you know what? That just goes to show there is experience in this team. It's not that, you know, we're newbies coming into something.
No, and also like it's the pre-planning that we do.
It's the pre-planning.
So,
it's knowing.
Yeah.
It's understanding high pressure situations and being able to stay.
Because even something gets late, approval or whatever segment, we know where to plug in. We know which team to go in.
No, and also I honestly feel the team. Every single one. I think the experience of the team is one thing, but the absolute commitment they bring into the company is something else. You know, you don't see that kind of passion nowadays that employees bring into a company. You know, they all
were out for like.
And we're a young team. It's like
and
we're probably the oldest in the lot, but you know, our team is quite.
He's
the oldest,
by the way.
But that's the experience of it. No, but honestly, it's 100% the team. I think you know we operate on a very high level thing, but there's so much that happens even with the LPL and.
Excuse me, can I just stop? We made 691 pieces of content. And that was posts, there was stories, there were videos, there were interviews, there were games, there was digital games.
Yeah.
That was insane.
We made games in a week.
In a week.
We made cricket games, LPL customized games in a week.
Yeah.
And we did 698 contents in 20 days.
I mean, we definitely love playing that game, and I think some of the team still does play that game, but like that, it's remarkable is the word.
Yeah.
Because again, we didn't have that much time, right? So it was just
we never had time.
For anything. We actually never have time.
Yeah, it's just like I remember still. So me and the colleagues, right? So we were like on the way in the van and stuff. We are always on the laptop, doing the next post, right? So
forget about doing the laptop. Remember, you were doing it from the hospital because you finished the opening ceremony and you went back that night. And then I think from match 2 you were operating from the hospital. Yeah, that 3 or 4 days in Kandy.
So then my wife was in hospital, so she got discharged and then. Settle her at home, and then I had to come back to the Dambulla Lake.
I mean, you know, sometimes, now that I'm thinking about it in hindsight, I can't even imagine creating that much content. Like, I can't even imagine, like, someone said, okay, I want 691 ideas.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to tell you 5 off the top of
my
my head.
But you know what? It's because we had a good time doing it.
That's true.
You know, the laughter. Do you remember the commentators, Michael Clark, to all the commentators, to the production crew?
To be fair, I think they just wanted us snacks.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Russell, that's you.
Yeah.
That's you.
That was like literally our snack. They were just like...
No, but
and Roshan.
And Roshan.
But what about Arun and Chris?
Yeah, that's true.
Arun especially.
Yeah.
No, but... On a serious note, I think everyone.
No, our box was happening.
Our box was happening, yeah.
From the time we woke up from breakfast, we were laughing. Yeah. In the van, we were laughing. We get in and we set up, we were laughing.
I mean, the team gossip though was just fantastic. We learned so much about the team.
Yeah.
I'll show from the windows.
But we didn't feel it, right? We honestly didn't feel it. We actually didn't feel it.
No, I think because we love doing cricket stuff.
To be fair, we love cricket. We love sports.
Yeah.
I think that's what becomes.
Remember when we did the Davis Cup?
Yeah.
You know, and we were working with that global.
Remember baseball? We didn't even know the sport when we first started.
Exactly.
Asia Rugby, remember? You sat for 3 days straight. So I think it's...
I didn't even go to the bathroom.
No, I think it's purely the fact... At least this time the toilets were clean.
Yeah, the toilets are clean.
But I think...
Cricket?
Remember the problems we had with the buffet?
Yeah.
Every time we went to eat, that guy was like, no, this is not your buffet.
Oh, yes.
Luckily, we had our F&B manager after that to sort everything out.
Ishara, what would you say? Because, don't forget, also when we took over digital, there was a real slump in like cricket, the online presence with cricket. You know, I think the team had done really badly.
Performing. So,
what do you think we did right that made that bang?
I think we went beyond, posting like professional cricket posts.
Yeah, we went beyond the stats.
Yeah, we went beyond the stats. So we actually made the players we humanized them more, right? Because a lot of people...
We made them more approachable.
Yeah, approachable. Because a lot of people were like, no, he's a cricketer, he has to play for the country, he's someone else. Yeah. So a lot of people was thinking
we kind of brought in that
so,
lightheartedness.
Exactly.
And the lifestyle side of things, right?
So people also felt like, they are also like us.
No, and also I
ups
think
and downs and so we bought that in a very professional way, humorous way,
and we mixed. There was a nice balance between someone who was a cricket.
We blew this event out to be this massive spectacle where Sri Lankans can be proud of. Remember we bought all the...
to be honest, the Dambulla fans, I think they made this
Dambulla is, it was actually, you could feel electricity in the air.
Yeah, I think from that leg onwards, even the engagement blew off because there's a lot of people enjoying LPL.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of cricket matches from a small
energy was high.
Ketaram and everything. But I remember the quarterfinals or semi-finals, Sri Lanka versus England in Premadasa. That we won the match. That atmosphere is electrifying.
Yeah.
But I must say, but that was the national team playing a World Cup match.
Yeah.
But the crowd in Dambulla.
Yeah.
Remember, we were so close to the action, right?
Yeah.
We were on the ground.
And the passion they were having towards...
And they were enjoying cricket, they were enjoying themselves.
It was a party.
Like a full-on party, every single day.
That was... And I think that energy also got to us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think that... Because when we doing contents, real time, then and there, so you need to be excited. Yeah, you need that energy to come to us.
6 hours in the hot sun.
Yeah, exactly. So
you think on your feet. And
there was a lot of sunblock being worn.
How the umbrellas were like.
I know. Ishara, I know we don't have Tivanka here, who's our advertising media guru. But do you think you have any insight into what he did in terms of like that data-driven approach that he took?
Of course. So I think Tivanka himself, like he's a numbers guy, right? So he's our numbered wizard.
Yeah,
but principally it's basically pushing the right content to the right audience.
Yeah.
That's been always our principle when it comes to advertising.
And he was so on the ball, right? Like he was so like real time adjusting, making sure
we
tracking.
Always have data, right? So we know what content consumed by what kind of people, what kind of interest and all that. So it's in our pre-planning, we have pre-planned those segments.
Yeah.
So it's easy for us to like, okay, this content is very funny or like a meme type of thing. Let's push it to these interests. So we have that sort of like an understanding or like a.
I remember seeing the post report once we did it, and I mean we had some impressive metrics like increase of 102% in terms of reach. We had 330. I mean, these numbers were ridiculous. Like in video views, it had risen by like over 300%. So I think also when you turn that around and actually put it down into what Eventistry is capable of, in creating an impact online.
Yeah, I think there was never a doubt in terms of what we can achieve. Right? There was never a doubt. Even when you looked at the number side, the analytical side is one aspect of it. Yes, we blew the numbers off the roof, and numbers are final proof of how good you have done your job. Yeah. But then on the other side, I always compare how a feed looks, and from the year before to then, the feed itself.
Yeah, there was a huge difference.
Visually, it was different. On that, then you also need now. We said about the work that Lanka put in, but then we need to bring in Reno. The quality and the standard of video. Yes. Even the Star Sports people were calling him
and trying to get his stuff.
They wanted.
Actually, his video was aired, right?
Yeah. The one of the videos he did even for Legends, they used his video. So the level of the standard of what he was executing it.
And in such short time spans, and it wasn't that he was in a studio doing it.
And the quick turnarounds, the interview to this, doing the end slates, and then doing all the engagement content. I remember
a man who wears all the hats also was there,
No, but I remember I was maintaining this checklist of all the content.
We know.
But I must say, when it comes to engagement, any content, the first like comes from him.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know how.
And my uncle.
That is me making sure that the posting happens. So on the posting, huge shout out to Dylan. I think we spoke about 690 posts.
Yeah, someone posted that.
So Dylan posted 690 posts in 3 platforms, which is 2,000 posts.
But the funny part, I don't know how Dylan have all these players and everything. He tags it just like that. I can't do that, man.
And he put up with us.
That's a different ballgame.
And having just one spoon of, taking I still remember he used to have lunch for a duration of a match. His fried rice was 3 hours.
After LPL, I didn't want to see that fried rice for at least about, I love fried rice, but a week, at least
but
a
in
week.
fairness, the Colombo leg was fun, we ate better.
Yeah. Candy food was very good.
Yeah, that's because we used to eat and go. Again, our F&B manager was, he only used to buy what he likes to.
Actually, now talking about food and moving away from the work. So, shall we ask who actually made it to the top of Sigrid?
So this is an interesting story. So when we were in Dabul,
was it me?
So Ishal, do you want to tell the story where you have a guide, and then halfway through,
I was never your guide.
No, you said
I know how to get there.
So first of all, you took us on the wrong road.
It wasn't me. It was a bad drive.
It was another 20-minute drive. Another 20-minute
drive
and another 30-minute walk.
Then came to the same car park that we could have come in.
Yeah. And
guys, it's not me. It's the van. It's the stubborn van.
Okay, man.
Let's blame everything on the driver. However, remember when we were climbing and you said, okay,
I didn't want to climb.
And then he told me, he came up and said, if I'm, Machan, I'm not climbing to the top. I climbed it with my wife about a month ago. You guys go, I'll meet you here. Funny enough, when I met the wife after, he said, no. He stopped in the same spot.
There's nothing to see up there, man. It's the same
To be fair, it was the first time I climbed up Sigrid, so I was quite fascinated with the whole.
But I must say, if Arun, you're watching this, you took a nice photo shoot with your F&B manager.
Oh yeah. Some people might have thought you were a couple up there. If I'm any locked bathroom stories.
Oh man, remember that? Exhausted, coming back, wanted to have a shower, the toilet got locked in. Then called the hotel staff. They managed to open the toilet, and one guy decided
to go inside
and just to check the toilet, locks himself inside the toilet.
There was another 20 minutes to get another guy to then come and break the bathroom lock.
And we were contemplating what shall we do. I said, you know what, either you break this door or give me a new room.
No, he was inside that room.
Yeah.
Right?
Was there anyone who kept falling asleep? Like in the van or in the bus? Was he? No, he had
love.
his love to talk to all the time. I mean, I must say he kept us. Oh yeah, he kept. Well, you know what? Let's be honest. He kept
Not
us,
only him.
He kept us entertained. There was a few, right?
Yeah. Everybody was having
There were a few culprits who kept us entertained. But
all good though.
I must again, candy food. I don't know how they do it, but their food tastes really good.
And also it helped us a lot the fact that we knew most of the players on a very personal level.
Yeah, it was so easy to get stuff, right?
Yeah. Because I think 95 of these players, 95% of these players played campus cricket. And we had like a very close bond from Vanindu Hasaranga to Dikwala to Manuka to Jani. I think you name it, Kusal Mendis to Dhananjay De Silva to all these players.
Yeah,
had
that helped us to get interviews. Like because like after the match, like the last thing they want to do is like give
no, and especially if they were like not the winning team.
And also the absolute close relationship we had with all franchise owners. You know, when you just go to the dugout and say, I want this player, I want this player, I want this player. It just made life so much more easier for us to do.
And I think also, apart from the fact that yes, we managed to, you know, kind of have that nice relationship, I think they also realized that what we were doing
is beneficial for them.
Yeah, and it wasn't, you know, we were not dilly-dallying, we weren't wasting their time. It was, we got it, we did the interview.
Yeah.
You know, it was.
No, but even,
we were ready.
For example, you know, all these last minute, you know what, I want a shot of the Japanese players. I want.
That interview done.
But it's not that we just did the interview. It is the absolute standard.
If anyone watched the digital, if anyone was following LPL, they heard a lot of my voice. Lot of my voice.
They told me not to speak, so.
You started it. and I was editing.
I refused to speak on the once.
I was editing his video, right? And I was like, dude, I can't listen to his voice. Then Arun, hey bro, sorry, we need someone else.
Well, at least I did it. No one was willing to do it. But yeah, coming back to it, it was the absolute, even a request which was done on the last minute.
Yeah.
The standard was not compromised,
and because like I remember before even we do interviews, we do a little bit of research as well. It's not like we come up with how was your match? What was your favorite? You know?
No, it also helped us a lot to have our research analysts who were sitting and basically whatever information we want. So it also goes to show the like what you touched on before, whether it's an event or whether it's a campaign or whatever we do, it's the time and effort we spend on research and pre-plan. So because we had the team, we had graphic designers, video editors, videographers, like research analysts. You know, for example, there was someone, remember, sitting behind and we give a name of a player. He is basically on Google looking at, giving us all the information around him. So it was the absolute composition of the team that gives this level of success. You know, wherever we go. So that is something that we need to really grow on. I don't think any moving or mobile digital team or event team takes with them a research analyst.
Yeah. But you forget
Not
how
that
much. Forget how much you actually depend on them to kind of give you stuff, because your content requires that.
Well, the content bank we created.
Yeah.
You know, for example, you know, it was such detailed content where we can just type a name of a player, and then all his images will drop down for us. You know, so we were able to move,
easy,
and then also the fact that and also the new tech that we got introduced, that we developed to make our lives easier, like this content pool, even this whole video portal that we created. So we were able to save videos, so it helped editors and
I think that entire workflow from the shoot to
and
the
also the
It was very seamless.
And the introduction of technology.
Yeah.
I think made our life so much because of the short time spent and the fact that we were working with multiple stakeholders because the photographer was not ours.
Yeah.
Then I think the videographer also came in only about a day and a half after the whole thing started. So when you look at the overall scope of work we did and the people we had
Actually,
to
we
work
worked with multiple, right? Depending on the location.
Yeah. So it was. So I think the technology. We spoke about the games that we created, but let's talk about the tools that we created, the content pool that we created, the video bank that we created, then the analysts that we had. On all, for example, all the players were so carefully tracked. And even though we were going back to broadcast and the stats team in getting results, but we also had our own like the key stats. So we were able to throw out milestones before even broadcast was able to do it because the research was done before. So we knew if this player needs another 2 runs to score 1,000 runs in his T20 career, we had that stat. So the post was ready.
That's true.
So there was a lot of thought process and planning that we did.
Yeah, I remember because when it comes to stats, like me and Tivanka, we were, I think, sharing the room, right? So in the morning, sometimes he's like, you know what, this player today he will play this. Let's do a post and keep, right?
Yeah.
So because
ready
he's also like very cricket,
absolutely.
I must actually saying that our team does kind of enjoy sports, so that makes it easier to. I mean, Tivanka very much for cricket, but our whole team enjoys sports. So it's never like if we do we always kind of go into it wholeheartedly.
I think we
Not just sports. I think anything that we do, even for example, even when we play our inter-company cricket tournament, it's very passionate.
You stole the cup and went.
Yeah.
No, I think Tivanka cheated. I wish Tivanka is somewhere looking at this. He cheated and I won.
I'm sorry, but I was on Tivanka's team and you 100% cheated.
You stole the cup and ran.
And I had the weakest team. Anyways, it's not to talk. So I think we can do another podcast about
just on our cricket turn. Okay, so guys, it's safe to say that LPL 2024 was an adventure, start to finish. Tell me.
But what about the theme songs, man? Can you forget the theme songs?
No.
Right? We are there like for but 1 month.
I could sing them by heart.
1 month.
Yeah.
Right? Every 4, every 6, we are hearing the same.
Yeah. But since you brought it up, since you brought it up, whatever we say, that DJ was a legend.
Oh yeah. 100%.
The noises. Maximo. that DJ was top notch,
Dude,
so if you're looking at this podcast, DJ, boom.
Dude, we could remember word by word every theme song and we enjoy it to the core.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Okay, anyway, guys.
So on a closing.
Oh man, damn.
Oh dear.
No, I think.
Alright, Shar.
I think on a more
Tell us.
Closing note.
Tell us. We're listening.
I would love to thank, for example, Sri Lanka Cricket, IPG, for entrusting us.
Oh yeah.
On such short notice, for entrusting us and telling us, this is it. Because this is the biggest event for Sri Lanka Cricket in its calendar. Yes, the national events are there, from a glamour.
It's a Premier League.
It's a global audience, and for trusting us. So I would like to thank you, and I would also like to throw a massive shout out to our team.
Oh yeah.
I think we told them we gave them 1 day,
huge, massive,
2 days, 3 days advance notice. And said, listen, we are all going to Kandy, and from Kandy we are going to Dambulla. From Dambulla we are going, and there was no one who said Everyone was like, right, we are ready, and I still remember the bus was outside here. We were packing things up.
Why did you get a bus? Could have gone in a van.
Well, first of all, you said you might come. Then your wife fell sick. Then Reno said he will meet us in Kandy, so Reno didn't come. Tivanka said he's coming with you, and I don't know how Tivanka ended up there. Dylan was late.
No, I think Dylan came with
Dylan came with us. and Shahan Fu came with us.
Yeah.
No,
Shahan.
Shahan came with me to Candy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So literally, because of
the
you,
team that
the bus was empty. Okay.
Anyway,
Okay,
right. So, guys, Ifam, Ishara, everyone listening, we hope there's people listening. Thank you for joining us on this little trip down memory lane. Yes. And you can stay tuned for more episodes of Behind the Scenes with Eventistry. Lots more inside jokes and that you will eventually learn about. And we'll give you a glimpse into how we turn small ideas for some big clients into some really unforgettable experiences.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay?
Cool. I think we
guys. Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Peace.